Hey friends, what's up? In this video, I'm going to show you a banger case study that we've built with AirPay over the last 60 days. And I'm going to show you exactly what AirPay is, what we've done for them, what they've struggled with, etc. We're going to cover the entire thing. So let's get straight into it. I'll share my screen. I have a full document prepared. We have screenshots. We have the campaigns. We have the winning scripts. We have everything, right? So let's get straight into it. So how we rebuilt AirPay's cold email system. AirPay is a dental SaaS company that automates insurance verification for practices across the United States. And we've worked together since October 2024. So it's almost 2 years, right? And this case study covers the setup we inherited from them, what they've already tried, the system we've built, and the current results from the last 60 days. So keep in mind, we've been working for the last 2 years. And in the last 60 days, slightly before that, we switched over to Email Bison, and that has tripled our results. So that's pretty awesome. So what kind of challenges did they have? Their emails were landing in spam. The sending setup was completely cooked. There's no way any of their copy would have worked, because I was looking at a setup where they had multiple domains, like a couple, right? They had 15 email addresses, and they were all sending from their subdomain, which is terrible if you've ever watched any of my other videos. So the entire thing was super risky, because that basically meant using their subdomain, meaning email.airpay.com, right? Something like that. That would basically put their domain reputation at risk, meaning basic emails like sending invoices to customers, etc., would have landed in spam if they kept doing that for the remainder of their campaigns, right? So we stopped doing that immediately, but I'm going to get to the solution that we've implemented later. Their copy was not converting, obviously, but because there's no way. They weren't landing in the primary inbox. They were only landing in spam, meaning their response rate, not even a positive response rate, their response rate was 0.02%. So basically no one responded. They didn't land in primary at all, right? And on top of everything, volume was way too little. Like, we had 15 inboxes. Even if you push them beyond their limits with 50 emails a day per inbox, you would at max, in that case, get 750? Yeah, 750 emails per day, which is nothing, right? So even if you landed in the primary inbox, you didn't land in spam, that's just very limited daily volume. And in general, their infrastructure was super fragile, because they were also using a newsletter tool, like MailChimp, for example. I don't remember if it was MailChimp or Chimp or something else, but they were using a newsletter tool to send out these cold emails, which also goes against terms of service with something like MailChimp, right? Yes. No warm-ups. I think they had warm-ups in a third-party tool. Everything was mixed up. Like, it was horrible, basically. Yes. And they only had a list of personal Gmail addresses from these dental practices that they were targeting for their software, right? Which basically only had their email address. They didn't have any first names. They didn't have any addresses. They didn't have anything about them. I literally got a list of 29,000 unverified personal Gmail addresses, which I had to target. And we didn't even know whether they were actual dentists. That was the situation. So they've tried sending from their main domain, using this newsletter software for cold email, writing super broad copy that was also way too long. They included images in there, links, etc., and that very unspecific list, right? So that was the struggle. They basically didn't get any results, so we came in. And in the beginning, we used SmartLead. In general, we use that as an agency. We switched away from SmartLead now, because especially we had also problems with the AirPay campaigns. But we switched away from that to a private cold email infrastructure. And this is the solution that we've implemented since, I think, May of this year. And that has really pushed the results. So now we're using a private cold email infrastructure with Email Bison, which you need to apply for, and you don't get in there if you don't know what you're doing, basically. We know what we're doing, so we got access to it, and we built dedicated sending domains, warmed inboxes, super strict sending limits, and daily health checks to make sure that their infrastructure is healthy, right? Because if it's healthy, we can actually land in the primary inbox. If it's unhealthy, we'll land in spam and no one will see the offer. Even if the offer is perfect, no one will ever see it. So that is amazing. And then on top of that, we've scraped the entire US for dental practices. And we've verified using AI that they're all dental practices. Amazing. That is super nice. On top of that, that's just like a nuanced thing. We've also separated the campaigns into different types of email addresses, so we can see which one of these connects best. So we send only to Gmail addresses, only to Outlook addresses, only to addresses with spam filters behind them, right? Like Proofpoint, Barracuda, etc. Little technical, but we did that just to see like which of these campaigns performs best. Because if Gmail outperforms the other ones by a lot, right, in terms of response rates, that basically means that the other ones are marking our emails as spam. So if we keep emailing them, we'll just ruin our reputation. So what we did was we pushed away those ones and we focused on Gmail inboxes only. And that's what we've been doing. And that in itself has improved response rates to the roof, like easily tripled just because of that. So we have a triple because we've moved to a cold email infrastructure that is private. And then on top of that, we had another triple, which just came from targeting the right types of accounts. And with that, all the way back then, we started testing out new scripts, right? And that gave us this winning script loop, which is it is exactly what it says, right? So we started testing 20, 30 scripts at a time at high volume. We kept sending them out to see which of these performs best, right? Because now we actually landed in the primary inbox, meaning our scripts were actually being read, which is in itself, for most people running cold email, is the seventh world wonder. Like it is wild. Is it the eighth? Doesn't matter. But now that people read our emails, we can now test which of these works best. So as soon as we find out what the winners look like and what the losers look like, we can throw away all the losers, keep the winners, and then build a system that writes email copy that only looks like the winning ones and looks nothing like the losers, right? And we keep doing that. And the more volume we push, the better scripts we get. And we get a lot of different scripts that look very different from one another, but they all work, right? So here you can see a screenshot from our early days in Smart Lead. These were really just the beginning campaigns, or a couple of beginning campaigns. This predates the move to email Bison. And even then, like back then, just because of switching, we already, like you can see like 0.6% response rates, 15% positive, 1 point something percent in terms of response rates, 16% of those positive, right? Similar story here. So this already was way better than what they've been doing. But since then, results have improved crazily. And like, here are some screenshots that we got from responses when we were running with Smart Lead. So we're saying, hello there, just came across your practice online. Are you spending a lot of time on checking your patient's insurance eligibility? If so, I can send you a video showing how AirPay saves our clients 4 hours per day on average by automating insurance verification. Do you want me to send it over? So that's the entire angle. We're offering a demo. So if you're a software company, this really works really, really well. You can offer a demo just so you get a couple hands raised, right? Because as soon as you have that, they will just tell you, yes, I'm raising my hand. You'll go ahead, send the demo, and immediately double dial them. Which this is exactly what AirPay is doing. And it works super well because their booking rates are between 50 and 80% right now. Wild. Completely wild stuff. So this works really, really well because like their sales reps also are super quick on the phone. They immediately just get back to leads. And speed to lead is like the 80-20. So we have a couple other ones. General reminder, have you had a chance to check this? Yeah, these are just a couple of follow-ups. Yes. So similar script to the one that we just saw, and a follow-up, which then brought either just, yes, I took a look at it, does AirPay integrate with Curve Dental, which is a practice management system, right? So this stuff also works. Yes, please, I'm not a practice owner, but I consult dentists and your service can be a resource. So even partnership angles can make a lot of sense, right? Please send your information on the website and fees. Thank you. Works. Yes, please do. Same script as before. Slightly different. Hey, hello there, just came across your practice online. And you're seeing like we're testing similar, like we're testing these scripts. We're changing a couple lines just to see like what performs better. Are you spending a lot of time on your on checking your patient's insurance eligibility? This is the exact same as before, right? The only thing that changed is this offer line. If so, I can send you a video showing how AirPay automatically verifies insurance eligibility for 84% of patient cases. Different offer, apparently also works. Similar story here. So, and then on top of that, it's a pretty clean sales handoff in this case, usually what we do is we have this pay-per-call offer where we run this for your software company, right? And we do everything, basically. The only thing that your reps has to do, or your AEs, is literally jump on the meetings that we've booked for them on their calendars, and you just pay us per call that we book. In AirPay's case, they have a sales team with SDRs, and they wanted them to handle all the leads. So what we did was we gave them a very easy way to respond to the leads and get notified whenever a lead comes in, right? So they can immediately handle them. And these are just a couple notifications that we had on my mail app on my iPhone. So I'm just like going through those. They all look the same, right? Yes, and you can see like Austin Frank, their head of sales, was out of office when some message hit. But this is basically how it looks, right? And now to the results of the last 60 days. Let me just show you the screenshot. So we've sent over 113,000 emails to 56,000 people, got 650 replies, and 126 positive responses. At times, we were sending a little over 4,000 emails, which is still not full scale. I'm just using this scale because we can recycle the people that we're reaching out to every 30 days. That's pretty cool. Like that's just a strategic decision. We could also send out 40,000. Like if your TAM allows it, we can also send 1 million a month. That's not a problem, right? But this is what we're running for AirPay right now because it makes a lot of sense with the list size that we have. And this is just wild. Like their LTV per client is crazy high. And then getting almost 130 leads in the last 60 days with these booking rates and close rates that they have is wild. It is wild, right? So, bottom line, we had a couple of campaigns that were all performing. Let me actually just jump to the campaigns. Like we have this is actually like sourced straight from Emailwise using our internal AI, and I also have a couple of campaigns prepared so we can just click through them. Let's actually do that. So, recent campaign leaderboard. These were the best performers from the last 60 days. So we have this one. It's a write back. So these were dental practices that were once texted to or reached out to, right? And we didn't AirPay didn't have the integration for their specific practice management system. So now we texted them back, which a lot of people appreciated, right? We got almost 1.6% response rates on 2,700 people, and then 73% of those responded positively. And just 2 emails, as you can see. We don't send out that many emails because we don't want to spam people, right? So this is one campaign. Another campaign is the recycle of the other one. After 30 days, we just recycled once again. So we've contacted 800 people, 1.5% response rate, and again, we got 30% of those positive again. Super nice. Then we have a master campaign, 6,000 people, around 3 follow-ups per person, 1.7%, 13%. This is still an exceptional campaign, by the way. Even if it was 4%, it would be really, really good. Really good. But this is like 14% positive response rate. This is wild. So next one, AirPay Dental, list kit. It's just another data provider that we use. Again, similar story, still a solid campaign. And then we have this one, 10,000 people contacted, 0.8% response rate. This is also including not only Gmail accounts, but also Outlook ones, which is why the response rate is lower, right? And in this case, still 25%. Every 4th person that responded was a positive response. Wow. Yes. So that's that. Those are these campaigns. So at tops, we get 11 leads per 1,000 people contacted. Wild. And in the median, it's around 3, I guess, or 2.4. Still crazy. That's super nice still. So, yes. And then we have, I'll also show you the copies that we're using, obviously. So we have these leaderboard for all the steps that we've been using. And one step is basically a script, right? And we pulled them straight out of Emailwise. So winner number 1, the open dental write back that you just saw. So, hey, first name with a fallback in case we don't have the first name. Quick bit of news, AirPay's automated insurance verification right back to Open Dental is live. It updates eligibility status right inside Open Dental for you, along with max, deductible, history, PDF, and more. No manual entry. Worth a quick walkthrough. I can send the calendar link. Just tell me what burst. Best. And then one follow-up. This is just following up, right? So checking on the note above, feel free to pass me along to a team member if it is relevant. Would it save your team time if we drop the PDF benefits breakdown straight into your Open Dental for you? And this is the entire thing. Like we're offering stuff. We're offering stuff. We make it easy to say yes, right? This is the main goal of cold email. You're not gonna sit there and just like close people on the first email. That's not gonna happen. You just give them something, be it a service-based lead magnet, a video, a PDF, whatever it might be, right? Something that's actually quick to consume, it's valuable, it's nice, and it's easy to say yes to, right? So that's the first winner. Second winner, hey, first name, is your front desk drowning in verification work? If so, we build software that auto-verifies eligibility every night. We recently helped SOH Dental free up 4 hours per day per practice. They run it across 25 practices in 12 states. Can I send you a video showing how it works? Banger. Pricing version, we have a couple of versions of these. Is your front desk drowning in verification work? If so, we built a software that auto-verifies eligibility overnight. We recently helped that's exactly what we had. It's just a couple $100 a month per location. Done. Short follow-up. And by the way, this is a thing that I like to do. I just like, I take the exact same script and then I remove parts of it and I just put it in there as follow-up. Works. It just works, right? Winner 3, the morning scramble. Hey, first name, does insurance verification also waste your front desk's whole morning? If so, we could run the next day's schedule overnight automatically for you for a couple $100. Can I send you a video? And by the way, just to have some context on that, in America, apparently, I'm in Germany, so I wouldn't know. But in America, if you go to the doctor and you don't have, and you usually have like 3 dental cleanings a year, etc., your doctor doesn't know unless they call your insurance carrier. So the front desk, whenever you schedule an appointment, all appointments for that day, for every single patient coming in, they have to contact the insurance carrier and see, like actually ask, how many dental cleanings does John have open this year? Because if he is over his limit, right, over his actual like usage, I guess, of his dental cleanings, he would have to pay himself, obviously, because the insurance won't cover it. But you will never know unless you ask. And sometimes you don't reach these people. So you're just giving that person the service, and it might just be that he walks out the door, you won't get the money back from the insurance company because he already used all the 3 cleanings this year, and you will not be able to reach this person. So you just lost revenue and you wasted an appointment. Huge struggle. This is why they go through the entire thing every single morning and call everyone manually. It takes like 4 hours a day. It's wild, right? So let's keep going. Winner 4. Had a quick question. Is your team still checking insurance by hand the day before? We can run the whole next day's schedule for you overnight, help SOH Dental, etc. Mind if I send it to you in the video? Very short, non-spammy, offering value. This is exactly what it is. And by the way, I've recommended AirPay to use free trials as well. They said they didn't really like the idea. It's all good. But if this was running on free trials as well, man, these campaigns would perform even better. It just makes sense for software to have a free trial. If it's possible, of course. Like if you have to onboard them for a month, etc., of course it doesn't work. But yeah. Winner 5. Benefit exhausted after treatment. Hi, first name. How does your team find out a benefit was exhausted only after the treatment is done? We check for that overnight on the whole next day's schedule and flag it before the patient sits down. Mind if I send a 2-minute video? Right? And here are a couple things from like people responding back and then the reps handling the response, right? So this is actual response handling from the reps. So someone says, please send the video. Austin says, hey, here's the video with the link. This is a hyperlink. What practice management software does your office use? Make it very easy for them to just like let's have conversation, right? Email is for conversation. It's not for closing. Sales calls, demos are for closing. Email is for conversation. So please send the information for review. Hi, Richard. Here's a video explainer. What practice management system do you use? Happy to set up a few minutes to answer any question you may have. Thanks. Easy. What a nice campaign. Isn't this nice? I love this campaign. I'm also recording this video because I want more clients like AirPay. AirPay is a dream client. AirPay is amazing. If you're seeing this, I love you. Like, amazing client. Amazing client. They let me do my stuff. They respond to the leads. They handle the leads. They have a nice product. It helps people. It's amazing. If you have something like that, check the first thing in the description because we can do this for you too on a pay-per-call basis. But yeah, real response pair 3. Yes, it definitely does. I'll be interested in knowing more about your company, etc. Hi, Melinda. We'd love to show you how that works and talk about the cost. Would you be open for a quick demo? I'll just go through these. Do you also have X, Y, and Z? If so, please share information. That would be awesome. Hi Dana, we work for whatever. What practice management software are you guys on? Please share more details. Share out the details. Let's jump on a quick demo. I can show the platform, talk about pricing, right? As you can see, we're handling pricing on the call. Let's just jump on a call, quick. We'll just give you the pricing because it's going to be individual, right? I'd love for you to work with our financial coordinator, Ariana, so that we can learn more. My team left a message for Ariana this afternoon. Feel free to send over Ariana's email, and we'd be happy to coordinate the time to chat with her for a few minutes and learn more about the practice. Amazing reps. They're just doing their job. Like, this is textbook. This is how our reps work. This is how their reps work. It just works, right? Would love to schedule a demo/walkthrough straight from the first email. Can you please send me your calendar link? Here's this time to schedule with me. And you see, like, all the messages, they look different from one another. They are personalized. They're quick, they're frequent, they're personalized, and they're always available. This is what good follow-up looks like. This is actually how it looks like, right? Thanks for the info. What's the additional cost? It costs a couple $100 a month. Feel free to set up a couple minutes so we can go through a formal quote and etc. Done. We have insurance training next Wednesday, the 29th. Maybe we can go over that with Neil. This is someone CCing another one. Is that training with Open Dental? We're partnering with Open Dental. I just tried giving the office a call. Feel free to schedule a couple of minutes to chat using this link and I'll be happy to answer any questions. Pair 10, it's the last one. Oh, sorry, penultimate one. Sure, can you include pricing? Every office is different. Yes, however, we charge a flat monthly fee. No contract or setup fees. Are you available for a quick demo? Amazing work. This is amazing work. I can showcase AirPay and then talk about pricing after learning more about your offers. And then the last one. Sounds interesting. We use Eaglesoft and Vine, which are competitors to AirPay. Vine may have a similar feature, so let me know how your software is different. We pull more carriers and fuller breakdowns. Simple response. Here's a quick video on AirPay. Here's a link to schedule a demo. Done. This is the case study. And if you want us to run this exact type of campaign for your software company, you go to leadarc.io/offer. You check this out. You watch the video. You read this. You book a strategy call. That's how it works. First thing in the description. Looking forward to seeing you on a call. Take care.